Hey guys, so in my last video I sort of explained that at the moment I'm clearing out my garage and trying to put together a decent workspace or a workshop. Particularly I do a lot of electronics and mechatronics, that sort of stuff, so that's my focus. And initially my first step is to get a decent sort of electronics workbench sorted out. So I'll just give you a closer look at the starting point. So it's this bench here. It's just like a standard sort of pre-built bench from the hardware store. It's quite sturdy. It's got an MDF top on it, but it is pretty thick and heavy, so I think that's about 45mm thick. So this is the sort of dimensions of the shelf compared to the bench space, so you can see I definitely need to lift that up so I can get right under there and mount those lights to spill down. You can see I've made these tiny little, it's pretty hard to see, there you go, so I've made these little brackets here for the corners, and they just sort of help locate the feet of the shelving system. So I might modify that a little bit and we'll just see how we go. So I've decided to make the shelf sit 45 from the bench top, and what I'm going to do is have these struts sort of coming upwards 45, but I'm also going to have it come down so that it comes down to the bench, runs along the back, around the back and around again. So I need to make enough space for some of these. These are actually the connectors that I'm using to join the extrusion together. So you literally just cut it and it's push fit. It's really simple. So I've got these sort of things. These will go in the back corners, and I've got these L joints that will sit closer to the front. So there will be aluminium running around the back of the desk, but at the front obviously you don't want anything on the bench space. So the aluminium will come down into there and then run out. I need to allow for the size of these connectors in my measurements, and they're 25mm. So if I want the bottom of my shelf to the bench top to be 450mm, I need to minus the connector height, which is 25. I got 425, so I'll measure that out now. Just see how many we can get. So it's right there. Yeah, so these are 1200 long, so we're going to get 2 out of each length and a chunk left over, which I'll keep for future use. Okay, so we have our 4 extended legs. I'm just going to tidy up the edges with a file now, and then I'll put it together. You can see I've made a bit of progress here. I've extended the height of this bottom shelf. I didn't go too high because I was worried that once I get like a decent height sort of work stool or chair here and I'm sitting here, I might sort of be uncomfortable reaching up to the top shelf. So I think this is going to work well. If I'm sort of at this level, that comfortable sort of arm, elbow sort of level with the workbench, I can see the whole workbench quite easily. I can reach the shelves and things, so I think that's going to work. So these are the 14-watt fluorescent fittings I've got, and the 240 volt. These are, I think, they were under 30 bucks each. So I'm going to have one at the front and then one at the back. I've got 2 of them here. So the next step is to do that. The other thing is this pegboard. I'll try and show you. So that's going to go on the back, but the height is just right for that, the shelf size. So that's the plan. So this will actually go, get it in place like that, and then I can sort of put all my tools and things on there. So I'll just screw that into the framework, I think, or figure out an elegant way to mount that. The other idea I had is, because I'm thinking about putting these lights in, and the reason I've given these shelves a little bit more space is so when I've got, for example, a power supply or something, I can put that on the shelf, and then I have a little bit of space behind here. You see I've got about 10 centimeters or so to run a power board, and so I can run all the leads in there. And because our extrusion's hollow and the fittings themselves, I need to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that they're hollow all the way through as well. So I'm thinking I may be able to actually run the power through the frame and use it as a sort of conduit. So when I wire in the lights, the power will feed straight into the frame and the power boards and things, and then have like a RCD or a circuit breaker and then a single point to plug into the wall. So that's the idea. Quick status update. I just added the pegboard, so I used my drill and drilled a couple of holes around the edges here and put some screws in, just from the pegboard into the aluminium extrusion. Now you can see it's a perfect fit there. So you can see I've got extrusion running across the bottom here and another piece across there. So I just need to add this piece here, and I ran out, so I need to buy another length of extrusion. I can cut that piece and add that, and then add a couple more screws and secure that pegboard in. These lights obviously have to go under here and shine down, and then we're good to go. I'll just quickly show you over here. So I bought a few bags of these sort of hooks, bits and pieces. They come in packs of I think about 10. They're about $1 each, and they come in a few bags, so they just sort of hook in like that, and I can hang things from the hook. So that's the idea with pegboard, is to just give you something nice and secure to put your tools on, and you can readjust and move things around. I also got some of these loop types. There's a bunch of different types of these fittings and things. You can get like screwdriver racks and things like that. I'll just plug this one in. So these loop ones come in handy for things like pliers and side cutters. I'll show you that there. Just like that. And you can hang, just other small tools and keys or whatever you got, just bits and pieces. So I've got a bunch of those hooks and things, and once I sort of get this desk set up a bit more, I'll start putting tools there and rearranging them and getting them in sort of the best configuration. So it should work out nicely.